Okay, so we got a really high stakes hand history right here. It's Muna Star from Russia, who's a guy who's been playing high stakes for a while, like mostly like mid stakes and high stakes, but now he almost only plays high stakes. Katya has been playing high stakes for, like the last 40 years probably. And Limitless is also a well-established high stakes reg who plays in Macau mostly, and I think so in Russian private games and whatever. Oh, let's remove the sounds. So Muna's opens quite small here. Katya 3-bets 10 big blinds, seems fine to me. So ace 8-4 is obviously an amazing board for Katya. I mean, not necessarily amazing. It just, obviously he has more ace kings, ace queen suited, aces, whatever. But it just doesn't hit Munas hard. Like, Munas just has a lot of cards between 9 and king that just completely miss, right? Munas doesn't have any open-enders on this board. He doesn't have any flush draws on this board. You know, the 4 doesn't hit him much unless he has exactly 2 4s. You know, he doesn't have many 2 pairs, only suited ones. So Katya was basically pretty far ahead 3-betting pre-flop. Because he's got mostly stronger hands in his range, and Munas mostly the middling ones when calling. And then this board doesn't improve Munas at all. I mean, he has some nutted hands, sure, but he also just has a lot of misses. So whatever Katya does, he has to be very aggressive here. So what most people do is just bet really small and really often. So Katya actually bets half pot here. This is a bit of an old school sizing. That's something that he likes to do. I think a smaller bet is even better than that. It it gets you more value of hands like, you know, with your thinner value hands like 8-7 or 9s or stuff like that, or even king queen suited. You know, forces Munas to call a wide range. But, you know, it's not a bad play necessarily. Munas is probably not going to raise here or not much, because again, like, what does he have on this board, right? If he has a hand like a set or 2 pairs looking really good, especially against this bet size. So let's see what he does. Would be boring if he just folded. Now the board is getting more interesting, right? Because now there's draws out there like king 10, king jack, 10-9, jack 10, hearts. Queens get there now if Katya bets that on the flop. And so he bets half pot. Now he's, you know, he's sizing up to make the pot around 16, 17k. And then Munas has around the 12 left. So this is obviously, I mean, it reduces Katya's values combos, right? Because if Katya were value betting like ace king or ace jack or ace queen, it's not less likely. Also, every single draw missed. At the same time, it also makes it less likely that Munas has something like an ace, you know, a bit more likely now that he has something like a draw or like 8x plus a hard draw. So I think that if Katya wants to bet here, he should only shove. I don't think he should use a smaller sizing. He's clearly repping a good ace or better at this point. Bang. He shoved a Dacia Sandero. Munas calls a Dacia Sandero, and he scoops a BMW 4 Series. So, yeah, Munas has pocket 4s. I think his play is good. You can sometimes fast play the turn if you like, you know, get value, because Katya has a good hand, ace king, but there's a lot of runouts where if the river's like the 9 of hearts or something like that, where your hand is not looking so good anymore. So if you shove, Katya's still gonna call, putting you on some bluffs or wars value hands sometimes. And then you make sure you don't lose value in the river with him finding a tough check fold. But I think his line is pretty standard, you know. In this hand, Katya's play is a 7 out of 10, Munas' play, you know, 9 out of 10. Not that special, of course. I mean, not rocket science. So call with a set and then a full house. But a good play. What hands should be good check calls here for Katya? He should not have much of a check call range, but he should have some. The thing is, when Katya bets a turn, he's saying, I've got a good ace or better, and so on the river, nothing changes. So he's kind of still like, if he had a good value hand on the turn, he mostly wants to shove him on the river, right? Because if Munas has like, you know, if Munas has like a queen, or if Munas has like pocket 10s, or has like an 8 plus a heart, he's not going to bet. So we would want to have some small check call range, because, I mean, once we check, we don't want to check fold the whole range, and then, you know, Munas prints money with the 6-7 of hearts. So for instance, like aces makes sense. Ace queen makes a lot of sense, because I mean your hand is kind of too good, right? You block an ace that's going to call you, and you block a queen. So now it's more likely that Munas is bluffing. So a hand like ace queen is a good hand to trap with. If you don't want to trap that hand, you can trap like a low ace. that like unblocks the middling draws. The problem is that if you had, let's say, like ace 5 of spades, you probably would have checked the turn already. So if you do bet that on the turn, it's a nice hand to check call, right? Because you don't block any 9, 10, jack, you know, no heart. So yeah, you basically, when you want to check call, you generally want to unblock your opponent's bluffs. So if you had like ace jack with the jack of hearts, that's a hand I would prefer to shove myself. Because he doesn't have ace king anyway, so losing to ace king is not a big deal. I mean, it doesn't matter. And then you block hands like jack ten of hearts that will always like call, fold.